Kaduna retirees stage peaceful protest over non-payment of pension. Senator Ndume breaks silence on his removal as chief whip, declines chairmanship of Senate committee. Vaccine Alliance Garvey says cholera vaccines to arrive Nigeria soon. On a foreign scene, President Ruto names part of new cabinet to defuse crisis. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thanks for joining us on the news. Now, rising cost of living is creating excruciating hardships on the lives of retirees who retired from the Kaduna State government after 35 years of service. The retirees who staged a peaceful protest in Kaduna lament that living without pension and other entitlements after leaving service for years has been a difficult one, especially amidst the present rising cost of living. Bello Musa in Kaduna tells us more.
They are retirees who have worked under the Kaduna State government in different capacities. According to them, despite successful retirement from the state civil service under the contributory pension scheme, they are yet to get their entitlements and other benefits.
If government cannot pay us, then they should bring out either 4 or 5 billion and make it a special allocation that retirees who have not accessed their RSA should go for loan either of 500,000, 1 million, depending on what you have saved. That one will bring a form of palliative to our people.
Does it mean that it is a crime to serve your state and retire? Does it mean this is how we are going to die? We need our money. It's high time the government look at our plight and pay us our money. It's high time.
At least you have been working. And after retiring, I have retired for more than 4.5 years now, but nothing. There are some of our colleagues that are even more than that, nothing.
They say prices of foodstuffs has skyrocketed in the market and they are living without income to cater for their families.
Solely by the grace of God and well wishes, that's how we are surviving. And the little farming we are embarking on, that is how we are surviving.
The worst thing is that even when government is saying that they are giving palliatives, they never remember us. They have never remembered us any time. They will just be saying it in the media and we'll just be hearing. But no sign of anything. We are just suffering. It is God that is sustaining us.
According to them, their contributions into the state contributory pension scheme, introduced by the previous administration in the state, has now become a futile effort as they can't access their money.
And let me go ahead to say that we want Kaduna State to come out of this very contributory system. It is not a system that was created to help the average poor man. We are suffering, we are suffering, we are suffering, and we are dying.
What we want the government to do, we want them to pass a bill from the Kaduna House of Assembly that we can assess a minimum of 50% of our contribution.
They are appealing to the governor of Kaduna State, who inherited the scheme from the previous government, to come to their aid, as many of them have died without getting their benefit, while others are sick battling with the hospital bill. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Still staying with the economic situation, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in its latest report says food inflation has surged to 40.87% in the month of June 2024, with prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages concurrently rising as a result of the surge. According to the Bureau, headline inflation rate in June showed an increase of 0.24 percent points when compared to the May 2024 headline inflation rate, leading to the continuous economic hardship in the country. In this report, Noel Sampson speaks to FCT residents on the continuous economic hardship and also gets the views of civil society members on the way forward.
For some FCT residents, it is a mixed bag of feelings as the inflation rate in the country continues its steady rise are the resultant effects on their daily lives.
Like my business is not moving very well. You're using a very huge of money to pay transport to purchase your goods. It affected me because when we bring the goods down here to sell in a cost price for people refuse to buy.
Yeah, everybody go the same market. Everybody go the same market. We buy the same. It's the same price to everybody. So, but the income there are different level of income. So that's just the effect. Because like I told you, when that's the only thing that is sustaining us. When you buy high, you sell high. When you want to buy again, you can buy high. I don't think there's much effect there.
Things keep increasing. The prices of things in the market keep increasing. When you go to buy something today, maybe you buy 2,000 naira, and tomorrow in the morning, but when you go there to buy the same thing in the morning, you'll be buying it 3,000, and the same thing the following day, and it keep increasing, and there's no solution at our side. So completely, in fact, if I can have my way, I will actually leave the country.
Meanwhile, these civil society representatives from their observations say they have been able to identify the problems with the economy and how they can be addressed.
The system is not working. Everybody is suffering. People, in fact, have people begin to lose hope in every sector of the government, both the executives, the legislative, and the judiciary. Corruption is everywhere. Inflation is everywhere. Full inflation is everywhere. You see, all this removal of these subsidies, anywhere Mr. President removes subsidy, I don't even need to listen to them, be it electricity, be it fuel prices, be it whatever it is, Mr. President should bring back those subsidies. Policies should be based on the interests of Nigerians, not interests of foreigners.
And there's an economic team that was actually set up by the president, ably led by the vice president of the nation. So what we are saying is, for over a year now, instead of salvaging or reducing the problems or sufferings of Nigerians, we have seen a very high increase in suffering in terms of everything we've highlighted since. So what we are talking about is, let there be a change in the leadership of the economic team. Let's have a new economic team come on board and give it their own try. Let's see what's going to happen. But as far as we are concerned, we are no longer having any trust in the current set of economic team that the president have actually put together.
Nigerians are appealing to the federal government to put modalities in place to arrest the upward trend in inflation in order to reduce the cost of living. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The organized private sector, Nigeria OPS, has raised concern over its ability to pay the 70,000 naira newly approved minimum wage, saying that the private organizations are overburdened by the high cost of production. The Director General Nigeria Employers Consultative Association at Dewale Smart Oyerinde, who spoke on behalf of the body, however, commended the federal government over the approval of the new minimum wage, urging it to put in place reforms that would strengthen private sector to be able to pay. The NECA DG noted that during the consultations with the National Minimum Wage Committee, the OPS expressed concern about its ability to pay the 62,000 naira recommended by the tripartite committee. He pleaded with the federal government to reverse the increase in electricity tariffs, ensure CBN redemption of all outstanding forwards for companies in the productive sector, put a freeze on introduction of new taxes and levies on businesses for the next 5 years, and provide a duty exemption on imported conversion kits and government subsidy on procurement of same. Into politic matters, Nigeria's Senator Ndume has described his removal as Senate Chief Whip following his criticisms against the federal government over the economic hardships and hunger experienced across the country as unpatriotic. He stated this while interacting with journalists in Maiduguri. He said he has accepted his removal and bears no grudge against anyone over the action. Ndume, while commending the president for approving the minimum wage, further urged him to tackle hunger and sufferings of Nigerians. Senator Ndume also rejected the appointment as chairman, Committee on Tourism.
I'm a founding member of APC. In fact, I can say I was in APC before the national chairman because I'm a member of the NPDP that formed the APC, joined the coalition that formed the APC. Still, the appropriation committee was given to me not because I was desperate about it. No, it was because I was begged to accept the position of chief whip, knowing fully that I led the campaign for emergence of Fabio as the Senate president, and I was begged to to choose whichever committee I want to be the vice chairman, and I chose appropriation in order to stand for my people and make sure that there is justice in whatever they do. So it's not like I'm desperate. They have been removed. And I learned, because nobody wrote to me, that I've been given chairman of tourism. I want to state here that I beg to decline.
Now, the Nigerian Correctional Service (NCOS) has released more photos of the inmates who escaped from the medium security custodial center in Suleja, Niger State. About 119 inmates fled from the correctional center in April after rainfall destroyed the walls of the prison. While 18 of the inmates were captured in June, the NCOS late Thursday posted on its X account released the names of more escapees and their photos. NCOS urged the public to report security agents to report to any security agencies if they see any of the escapees. In the wake of the prison break, the Deputy Superintendent of Corrections Command, Public Relations Officer, FCT Command, Adamu Duza, said mechanisms have been put in place to recapture the escapees, saying 13 of them had been retaken into custody. The Chief Executive Officer of Vaccine Alliance, Senior Nishta, has disclosed the cholera vaccines would arrive in Nigeria soon. Nishta, who announced this on her X handle on Thursday, said the vaccines will help curb the deadly and ongoing disease outbreak. The development follows the outbreak of the deadly disease across the country. While reacting to the outbreak on June 27, 2024, Nishta stated that the body was concerned about the cholera outbreak in Nigeria and was ready to support the country in its response, including requesting emergency vaccine doses where needed. Responding to her post, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Patti, thanked Gavi's CEO for facilitating the vaccines. The minister also affirmed that the federal government is accelerating efforts to improve the water and sanitation situation in the country. Still staying with the cholera situation, to eradicate and prevent the spread of cholera disease in the country, medical researchers have advised the federal government to launch more awareness campaigns, particularly in public spaces like schools and markets. Here's the report.
To prevent the spread of cholera disease in the state and nation, medical researchers have recommended that government create awareness campaigns in different local dialects, as it was done during the COVID-19 pandemic. Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, Professor Babatunde Salako, stated that the institute has developed a point-of-care test for diagnosing cholera in bodily fluids and water, while Director of Disease Control, Professor Oliver Ezechi, emphasized the need for government to raise awareness and prevent the epidemic.
As for the ongoing cholera epidemic, NEMA has always been part of team to help make the diagnosis and determine which of the strains of cholera is actually ravaging as we speak. And our team has also been involved in doing that in this current one that has happened.
What is lacking now is to increase awareness among people, educate people on how to prevent cholera, and then educate people on when, despite those prevention, if somebody comes down with cholera, what needs to be done. I think what we need to spend our energy now, because treatments, all those are very expensive. So, but what we need to do now is to create awareness.
Residents of Lagos urge government to deploy healthcare professionals to public spaces like markets and schools to create more awareness.
The government should move out people, more health officers, to engage people, probably in the markets, on the streets, just to talk to them and like maybe flyers to get enough people to know more about this cholera and the danger of having cholera.
Being awareness maybe in the market or schools will be more educative. Maybe particularly in schools where people are popular in schools, and likewise in the marketplaces, and likewise you made mention the diverse way of maybe relating to people. Because if I'm speaking English, this one cannot maybe understand English. Maybe we should say things in the diverse ways, definitely using different dialects. The way such people will just understand and maybe compile towards the control of the cholera thing on board.
Government can help the community and the market people. They can bring the campaign to the market so that to explain to them different languages so that maybe Yoruba or Igbo, there are all those different dialects. So if they explain it to them, so they can bring the campaign to the market so that people come.
It is believed that increasing more awareness through campaign and educating the community about the risks of cholera will help individuals understand the disease better and take preventive measures.
Still in Lagos, major part of Mushin-Olosha Road in the state has deteriorated significantly, making navigation a big challenge for motorists. Commercial drivers and business operators are urging the local government to address the necessary repairs as the road condition is severely impacting on their business operations. Now, Victoria Chokolo reports as presented from our studio.
Mushin-Olosha Road in Lagos State, which was repaired a few weeks before the 2023 general election, is now in a severely deteriorated condition. The bad part of the road is making navigation very difficult for motorists. Mushin-Olosha Road is a crucial route that connects so many areas in the state. According to residents and business operators, the poor road condition is due to the use of substandard materials in the construction.
4 to 6 months now, and it gets destroyed every day by day.
Our government are not trying at all. They are really suffering our drivers from the bad road. They are not constructing our road. It's very, very bad. At least during weekend, the drivers do suffer a lot. They do suffer a lot. Even though most of them might just stop work that they are not working again due to bad road.
It's about a lot of roads that have been constructed in Lagos State by using artificial materials to construct the road. If they said they construct the road today, less than 1 year, it's a better road to get back again. This is seeing this road in this position. The way that makes this thing to happen like this is that the quality of materials used on that road is not quality.
Commercial drivers also speak on the negative effects of the road to their transport business.
The road has been really bad. Since last year, we have been suffering on this road, most especially at Olosha there. So day by day, even this afternoon, there was a truck that fell inside gutter there. So we are really suffering on this road. So the government or the local government chairman, they should come and intervene.
The road is very bad. It's not good at all. It's very bad. It's too bad. It's causing accidents every day. The road is too bad. We are begging government to come and do this road.
Mushin-Olosha Road currently lacks a proper drainage system, which is exacerbating its deterioration.
This is the news update on Trust Elevation. Still to come, heavy rains displace McCurdy residents. More when we return. Please do stay with us.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us and just joining us. The news update on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. Kaduna retirees stage peaceful protest over non-payment of pension. We also told you that Senator Ndume breaks silence on his removal as chief whip, declines chairmanship of Senate committee. We go to Benue State, where flooding has displaced many residents in the capital of Makurdi. Correspondent Jimmy Azande, who visited the affected areas, report that the victims are going through tough times. Here's his report.
According to available statistics from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Benue is one of the states listed as flashpoints for flooding this year. Though the flooding of some sections of the town has become perennial since 2012, Thursday night's downpour came with tears of agony from residents who battled through the night to safeguard their lives and properties.
No place to sleep, no place to rest. Even my animals, you can see everything's it's not. You can see my freshly farm, there's nothing there. Pigly, only few. Chicken, there's nothing. You can see my poultry farm down there, everything's down.
Like Mama Celestina, many in the affected settlements have their loads of tales.
We were sleeping. I was inside sleeping, and I discovered that something was touching my body that I didn't understand because I stay alone. So I was kind of scared that maybe something entered and maybe a living thing or anything relating to that. So when I woke up, I discovered that my legs entered inside a pool of water. And I stepped out and saw that the whole compound was flooded, as you can see.
I'm very bitter this morning. I'm shattered and battered. My entire family has been thrown into the streets. We are now internally displaced. I, my humble self, and my family have no difference with the IDPs in the camps. So if the government can come and drain gutters, build culverts, I think that is going to curtail the flood we're having or experiencing nowadays.
One of the affected areas, Gado Villa, which shares proximity with the Benue State University, is dominated by students who also count their losses.
As students, it's quite very, very unfortunate to cope with the situation, but we just appeal maybe the government should help us. That's just the help we need right now. Also, we're so stuck right now. Comparing this with school, it's never easy.
So I'm now calling the government to come to our aid to assist some of the students too that had the same issues.
Some residents say they were asked to vacate their homes to avert the disaster. However, the government did not provide alternative shelter. EFOS, together the Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, is yet to yield positive results. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Hopefully something is done to help the victims of the flood. And over in Kenya, the President William Ruto has named a new cabinet in a bid to end the political crisis that has engulfed the country since anti-government protests started in early June. 6 former ministers from the previous cabinet were reappointed. In a televised address on Friday, Ruto retained Aden Duale and Kithure Kindiki, his political allies, as defense and interior ministers respectively. Ruto also retained Alice Wahome as the Minister of Lands and Soy Pantuya as the Environment Minister. Former Energy Minister Davis Churchill has been moved to Transport Ministry, while former Trade Minister Rebecca Miano was appointed the Attorney General. President Ruto also brought 5 new faces.
I gave the nation my undertaking to reflect at length on these issues that have been brought into sharp focus by the people of Kenya. I also promised to consult widely on the way forward, and I also promised to craft a broad-based government that would harness the enormous potential in our country to turbocharge our economic transformation and to provide for inclusive growth. While the events of the past 1 month have caused tremendous anxiety, concern, and uncertainty, the crisis has presented us with a greater opportunity as a nation to craft a broad-based and inclusive citizen coalition for national transformation and progress. made up of all Kenyans from all walks of life.
So multiple U.S. airlines are beginning to resume operations Friday following a major worldwide computer systems outage that grounded or delayed thousands of flights across the country. The IT issue that wrought global havoc at airports, grounding flights in Europe and the United States, while also derailing television broadcasts in the UK and impact telecommunications in Australia. United Airlines also said on X that some flights are resuming as it worked to restore full operations. Frontier reported that it was gradually normalizing and in the process of resuming flight operations with its ground stop now lifted. The issue was apparently caused by an update to an antivirus program, with Microsoft saying in a technical post on its website that the problems affected users of its Azure cloud platform running the cybersecurity software CrowdStrike Falcon. According to tracking service Flight Aware, more than 1,040 U.S. flights were cancelled and approximately 1,700 delayed as of Friday morning. And in sports, Nigeria Premier Football League side Shooting Stars have supported 5 female coaches from the staff to aid their participation in the CAF C coaching course. The coaching program is scheduled to take place in Abuja. The chairman of the Ibadan Warlords, Babatunde Akoro, pointed out that the gesture is aimed at ensuring the coaches have a hitch-free program. The program will run from Thursday, July 15th to Thursday, July 25th. That's it for news updates at this time. For more of our news, programs and documentaries, please do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us.